Hello folks and welcome. Behind me is a Ford Focus RS and it's a pretty radical thing. This one is no normal one though. This one is the Airtec Motorsport version. You might remember in the previous video I did one on an ST200 and they've kindly given me the keys to their flagship version of it. It's got a bolt-on wide arch kit and it's got a few other special things which makes it not only savage to drive but also savage to look at. So rather than me filming the way it drives, let's actually walk around the vehicle and show you what it's like to look at. Right then, let's discuss the exterior of the Ford Focus RS and we're going to start with the front end. As you can see, it's quite an aggressive thing to look at. All Ford Focus RSs are quite aggressive to look at, but this one has got a little bit of girth and width to it, and there's a good reason for that, because it's got these bolt-on wide arch extensions, as you can see at the front here, 50mm to be precise, and those wheels just blend in well with the front splitter and the satin black intake as well too. It just works really well. As you can see at the front, it's also got the upgraded intercooler Airtec written on the front of it in nitrous blue, which is really neat. We've also got the Judd alloys as well too, which is really cool, as well as the Airtec intercooler sticker going down the side of it. We've also got the Airtec sun visor sticker right at the front. We've also got a satin black roof. Now, you've got the RS edition Ford Focus RS that's come out, and if I'm honest, it's quite a disappointing car, because RSs before, like the previous generation, the Mark II, well, that was the RS 500 and it was finished in matte black and it had a bit more power and it had all the upgraded bits. And all that the RS edition gives you is the satin black roof, which, if I'm honest, anyone with a Focus RS can do that anyway. It's not hard to do. But anyway, we've got that and it works really well with the lip spoiler as well too. But if you come round to the side, oh wow, look at that. Just looks really nice and really stunning as well too. Do like the diffuser as well. That is really cool. And we've also got the Miltech exhaust tips. We'll get to that in a second when we're driving. But what do you think of the way it looks? Because I think it just looks absolutely stunning. Now, I'm not one to judge on the way a car looks, but this was actually quite disappointing, the stock Focus RS Mark III, when it was launched, compared to the Mark II, because the Mark II had the bolt-on wide arch extensions. It actually looked something really special, and they didn't carry that further with the Mark III, because Ford said they wanted to carry further more money into the drivetrain side of things, which I completely respect. But look at it. It just looks stunning. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But yeah, I quite like that. That is probably one of the best looking modified hot hatches out there, and you can actually get this done on your Focus RS if you wish so to do. Anyway, let's go for a drive. Okay then, so before we actually go for a drive, I've got a little sheet written down by the lovely chaps at Airtec Motorsport about some of the mods, because I can't remember it off the top of my head. So we've got an Airtec Stage 2 induction kit. We've also got the Airtec short shifter. We've also got the wide arch extension, as I mentioned before, in the exterior walk around look, 50mm in total in width, which is just really cool. It's also got the 20-inch Judd alloys, finished in a rather nice satin black, and it's got the low profile tires as well too, which is really cool. We've also got the KW V3 coilovers, which are adjustable springs as well too, but I don't think you can change around with the spring rate, and they don't work with the dampers as well too, which is good because they've kept the dampers stock. It's got the Airtec lip spoiler, and it's got the rear diffuser blade, and more importantly, it's got the Revo Stage 2 kit, which is between 430 or 400 horsepower, depending on fuel, air, etc. And it might be running, yet again, 455 foot-pounds of torque. It's also got forged internals too, and yeah, it should be pretty spectacular. Also, it's running a stock turbo, so it's got the variable vane turbo. It hasn't got the hybrid turbo kit, otherwise it'd be pushing way more power. I bet even touching the 500 horsepower Mark II. Anyway, let's go out for a little drive. I've driven a couple of these now, actually 3 or 4 actually. So it'd be really cool to see what it's like to drive compared to a Mountune one or the stock version. So yeah, by the way, Airtec do some really nice Alcantara around the steering wheel and the gear shift knob, and it's also got the short shifter, which is really, really cool. Right, and first impressions is it's actually well mannered. There's a compression coming up, and it doesn't feel like the coilovers have done much change in terms of stiffness. You can definitely hear the Miltech exhaust. Now that's a straight through exhaust system, and yeah, you can also hear the induction, which is really, really nice. Yeah, overall, first impressions, it's a really nice, really tame car on the road. It does remain some of the qualities of a Focus RS. So we've got this really nice, really quick steering, which is really cool because it's like less than 2 turns lock to lock, which is really great. And Ford have done that obviously, so you know, they can inherit the drift mode setting, and it'd be really easy or really quick to catch the slide. Linear power delivery. You get into a groove with the Focus RS, which is just really cool. And more importantly, there's minimal steering input. Pedals, same pedal setup as my Fiesta ST, so it's superb for yeah, I like it. I really do like it. The power is noticeable, especially at the top end. Brakes are still stock and standard, which is no bad thing because they stop this car really, really well. These brake mode setup. I don't know if you can hear me through the audio. I will be fixing that, apologies. You still get that really nice turn in. I think the best way to say it is it's all been knocked up to a notch. It's all been ramped up to 11. But the one thing that really makes it really cool is the way it looks. The way it looks is just fantastic. It's just stunning to look at, and I think Airtec have concentrated more on the aesthetic side than they have with the performance. However, there are more stuff to be going on and happening with the Focus RS. But yeah, on the move, it's really, really nice. I love the short shifter. It has the same short shift qualities like you get from the Focus RS, and because it's forged, and normally with the Focus RS, you know, Ford have had a couple of weak problems with it in terms of you know, straining more power out of this 2.3 block. You forged it so it can take even more power. One thing that I'd be really, really intrigued by is to see what this car would behave on a track. At the minute we can't, so this is just a B-road sort of class, which 90% of Focus RS owners are going to use anyway for B-road driving. But the noise is pretty spectacular. It's just got this really nice Group B WRC feel to it. All in all though, it's a really impressive package. I mean, it just works well, it looks fantastic, and to the Ford fans, I think, especially from the tuning world, they're going to love this. They really are going to love this as much as I hope I do. The beauty about this package is it hasn't deflected the way this car drives, and it drives really, really well. And bearing in mind it weighs about 1600 kilos, it's got a nice controlled mass as well too, which is so important. Okay, so overall conclusion then on the Ford Focus RS. Well, like I said, the power delivery is just really nice, and I think that's down to the turbo. Because of that variable vane turbo, you just get that instant linear power delivery, which is really, really nice. Also the fact that it just looks fantastic. Obviously, the aesthetics point of view, it's just really, really nice. The lowering springs also helps it too, but the power delivery, the Revo Stage 2, is just really, really cool and really, really nice. I think overall the package has just been enhanced, and it sends the Focus RS to a whole new different level. And yeah, it's just brilliant. As you can see from the cutaway shots, going down Flow B Road, The suspension, once you get up to 7-8 temps, it then starts to comply and it deals with the bumps pretty well. But yeah, overall I think it's just a phenomenal machine. Let me know your thoughts, and more importantly, let me know what you think of the Ford Focus RS compared to the A45 RS3 or something like that. Until next time folks, keep it sideways and take care.